Namaste and welcome back. I'm Dr. Naresh Bana, and today we are going to talk about smart villages. Yes, you heard it right. Smart villages and the role of PPP. And this is in sequence to our episode in month of June about rural infrastructure. With me is Shivanshi, and Shivanshi will be moderating. Over to you, Shivanshi.
According to the 2011 census of India, nearly 68% of Indians live in 6,40,867 villages. Rural economy contributes half of manufacturing, one third of the service sector, and the complete agricultural sector. The vision of New India 2022 and India free from poverty and corruption rests largely on the growth and development of rural India. In that, smart villages could be an effective strategy for creating a strong, sustainable, and self reliant rural economy. It matches well with the underlying thinking of the central government's Atmanirbhar campaign and Vocal for Local. Dr. Bana, what is your understanding of smart villages?
Smart villages, as being conceptualized globally, is primarily integration of advanced technologies and innovative practices for improving the quality of life of people residing in rural areas. And in India, we always had village republics, and it was quite a sustainable way of life. But as the Western defined urbanization is going at breakneck speed, we need to somehow and somewhere give importance to smart villages, which are going to be game changer for not only stopping the migration to cities, it may also lead to reverse migration, but more importantly, it will further enhance our growth of economy. Our GDP is likely to grow much more when we invest in villages as compared to the way it is going on today. And when we talk of smart villages, the smartness is, let me also tell you that it is not the first time I am talking about the smart village. Our former president APJ Abdul Kalam had in his concept of PURA, provisioning of urban amenities in rural areas, 20 years back, he had conceptualized it and then it was deployed, but there were reasons that it did not take off. Today, we are in a technology era, and how it can happen, I'm coming to that. But see, provisioning of urban amenities, that is the water, electricity, and communication, communication by road and communication by ICT, that is internet and other electronic services. These are most basic requirements today. And these, when they are also added with healthcare, education, and most importantly, to enjoy all this, to appreciate and utilize all these amenities, they have to have a certain amount of purchasing power. And that purchasing power comes in when they can develop their existing agriculture better and also create new opportunities and new avenues for enhancing their earnings.
So, how can the existing format of agricultural practices be made more remunerative for the farmers?
See, the existing format is been there for quite some time, and there have been many efforts to modify it and make it better. In fact, certain schemes have been launched by the government. Among them, the most prominent is the direct benefit transfer to small and marginal farmers, wherein about 20,000 crores have been recently sent out. That is, that 6,000 per farmer. Now, there are other schemes also, but then there is a lack of awareness in doing or undertaking better practices, which can result in higher yield, higher revenue, and overall higher income. I mean, the existing format can be tweaked to make it more remunerative. How that can be done, right? Firstly, the government has already launched the digitalization of agriculture, in that they're going to make farmer identities, identity cards, whatever, right? Then there are geo referenced village records, land records, and then they will also have the crop registry, wherein the crop would be registered, and it will be linked to soil status and how much fertilizer is being used, insurance, and many other things will be there. Now, I will come to how those can be exploited by the farmer later and where PPP comes in. But before that, talking about the existing agriculture practices, how to make them. One of them is to do a smart cropping. Let me give you an example of Tamil Nadu's ultra high density mango plantation. In normal course, there are different distances between two mango trees, 10 to 12 meters. But using ultra high density plantation in Tamil Nadu, they have brought down that distance to 2 to 3 meters. And with drip irrigation, smart canopy of the tree management, they have brought down the start of the yield time, start of the harvest, which used to take place, the first uh, fruits which were to be harvested earlier was 5 to 7 years later after the plantation. Now it is 3 to 4 years, and with the same acreage, same area having much more numbers. If I give you an example, in a hectare, if there were earlier 100 trees, now it could be as much as more than 2,000 trees, right? And coupled with reduction of the harvest time, the overall output for a farmer has gone up 2 to 3 times in the same land area. So, similar smart practices can be adopted for various crops in various areas, right? Then there is preservation. A lot of agriculture products are being wasted, as much as 20 to 30%. In some cases, like in lychees of Bihar, due to lack of preservation, they don't reach the more remunerative markets in time. So, preservation, and then your diversification, having different crops, more remunerative crops. So, all these practices can lead to higher earnings in the hand of farmers with the existing agribusiness only. In addition, with the advent of technology and innovative practices, they can side by side indulge into more agri based or agri connected businesses. Like if somebody is growing wheat, they can also get into the wheat uh, grading, cleaning, packing, and then direct selling, increasing their overall profit margins alongside their own existing practices, or shifting to growing of vegetables near large urban areas, which sell much more and give them more returns. Now, all this requires money, and there is a problem of credit.
So, what is the scenario of credit in agriculture?
See, credit has always been the bane of agriculture. Reason is, while the land prices are going up, the collateral against land, what they can take as a loan, is not as much as it could be for the same value in any other place. There are various reasons for that, right? But government has brought in things like Kisan Credit Card and various other schemes are there. But all these schemes are not enough. There is a requirement, a very definite requirement of bringing in modern business practices to treat agriculture as a very remunerative, important business activity, and trade finance, which is available to any MSME sector, similar to that, is to be made available to farmers. For that, you need somebody to create that trade or the commerce or the productivity history, the recording. Now, farmer doesn't know how to write down account books or the production schedule or the productivity records. All these initiatives of farmer producer companies and farmer producer organizations, cooperatives, the major lacunae or major reason of failure of things is because inadequate record keeping, inadequate, and then when there is no record keeping, there are no compliances, there is a scope for corruption. I have first hand seen how a farmer producer organization has failed because the existing chartered accountants either are not aware or not interested in taking care of a farmer producer organization because possibly they don't find it so interesting as or remunerative for them. Okay, so this is where there is a definite need, something like on the lines of common service centers which were created, that we create either incubation centers or a an initiative which is an advanced version of common service centers where the farmers, they can uh, account for or they can utilize those services to keep their accounts of agriculture in a modern way, and with those account books, with those balance sheets, with those productivity forecasts, they can take quick credit from the banks, and banks also will not have problem with the insurance uh, also coming in to extend that trade finance. And this entire thing, rather than working as a government supported agriculture, will become a self sustaining and a very efficiency oriented agriculture. And they can still keep enjoying the tax benefits like anyone else enjoys in MSME sector. So we got to bring it on lines of MSME sector because it is the MSME of a country, small business people who boost the economy of that country. I'm very sure this is going to be the key of taking India's economy to not 5 trillion but 10 trillion if this is addressed correctly. And PPP can play a definite role there.
How can PPP contribute in the making of a smart village and especially agribusinesses?
See, as I told you, all these activities and these needs are best addressed when the local people are also involved because it is their interests. And if there is a support from the government in terms of public authority support, and the private part comes in from the local entrepreneurs, and the payment metrics for this PPP enterprise should be duly based on very transparent and fair third party appraisals or other service level markers, and it can result into creating this knowledge level or this support mechanism in no time in the villages, and the villages can start thriving just like MSME sector enjoys the credit, and this financial lever can help them not only increase their knowledge level but also increase their overall revenue and perspective, and that is the time once their pockets are little heavier, their purchasing power has gone up, that they would also aspire to have better hygiene, better water availability, better internet, better connectivity. Because for enjoying all those smart facilities or urban facilities, they need to have that kind of purchasing power, which I see that PPP, small PPPs, have a definite role to play in that.
Dr. Bana, how this can be implemented in real time?
Yes, it's a not a small challenge. It's quite a challenging thing within the existing uh, social and political and economical landscape, but it is doable. We need to have a right policy framework to enable the district level public authorities to plan for it and bring in mechanisms where the officials who are interfacing with the rural people, they are also sensitized, their capacity is enhanced, and they are able to prepare the bids or the options for such kind of PPPs to be taken up by the small entrepreneurs, and subsequent to that the ecosystem need to be created for ensuring the operations and management of such PPP delivered outputs. Okay, but I am very sure that once all this policy framework, including insurance and risk sharing, is put in place, this format alone can create thousands and thousands of smart villages in this country, and it can all happen simultaneously. Thank you.
Thank you.
With that, we come to the end of today's episode. We'll continue our journey of smart villages till I come up with more specifics further to this episode. Keep viewing. Thank you very much and have a nice day.